What's going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Friday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, the Thielen and CJ Ham Family Foundation celebrity softball game, I was going to say tournament, but game, went down last night, CHS Field, home of the St. Paul Saints. Also, if you get a chance to get into town during the summer, and, Twins games are fantastic, but there's just something great about the vibe of the St. Paul Saints games. Plus it's cool. They went from independent to the Twins AAA affiliate a fistful of years ago. So it's kind of great because you get to see Buxton a couple times a year. And Royce Lewis. It's good times, man. But also Lower Town's a good time. And now there's been a lot of turnover in terms of like bars and restaurants down there. But overall, it's a very good time. Bull Vinos. Let's go. Anyways, softball went down. I don't know who won. I don't really care. But Justin Jefferson out there hitting dongs, hitting the gritty, all that stuff. Hockenson won the home run derby, which is impressive considering he had an earache. J.J. McCarthy also out there too. Vikings signing everything. It was a big signature couple days for the Vikings. We'll get into that in a second. But Jefferson, Speedy Naylor, feeding the local fan jackals, I guess. Also, so it's a weird thing. Right, so signatures are fantastic, and I love that players take time to sign everything for kids. Like, it's great because if you think about it, like it's a memory that's going to stick with these kids forever. Like I have great memories of Chris Carter out of River Falls when the Vikings had joint practices with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs, for whatever reason, had training camp in River Falls, Wisconsin. I just remember Chris Carter signed a pair of gloves. Of course, I don't have those gloves anymore because. So stupid, but CC just also seeing his giant like gnarly hands, like everything. It was just great, man. Also, trying to think what else signature. David Robinson when the Spurs came through, played the Wolves back in the day. That was fantastic. So I'm glad the players do this, but also there's got to be like an age cap in terms of getting signatures. You know what I mean? Because it's okay if you're an adult who collects signatures, but I feel like you should just go through the proper channels and pay. The authentication, the Beckett thing. Our friends over at Fan HQ, they do great stuff. Because if you get a signature here, I mean, it's great, but it's not authenticated. Plus, I mean, this is for the kids, so I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. On one hand, live your life. On the other hand, I get to complain about things that don't involve me. Is that the name of the game? I don't know. But also, J.J. McCarthy. Your quarterback doesn't autograph foreheads? Can't relate. Also, it's good. She's going to turn that into a forehead tattoo. It's going to be fantastic. That's my quarterback one. Also, speaking of McCarthy signing things, so it was a big memorabilia signing day at TCO. A bunch of players just doing the car wash, signing balls and merchandise and all that stuff. And this is great. So I love like the viral videos of you have like Tom Brady, sign up all these stuff, rapid. All of a sudden, like there's a Giants jersey, and then he's just like F you, or not in as many words, just F you. You know how valuable that Eli Manning Giants jersey that says F you by Tom Brady on it? I mean that's gotta be worth something, right? I mean, if you're a Giants fan, you want that piece of memorabilia, right? But J.J. McCarthy signing a Ohio State clock. For a reason. Why does that have cord? I don't trust clocks that have cords coming out of them. If you know what I mean. Yeah. But the Ohio State University clock, J.J. McCarthy signs it 4-0, not you. And of course, McCarthy has talked about the fact that the Ohio State University has been 0-4 against Michigan the last 4 years. Michigan been 4-0. McCarthy was there 2021, 2022, 2023, and unfortunately, well. First off, like Michigan was a national power. Well, the Ohio State wasn't bad either. But the fact that an unranked and unmanned Michigan team beat them in the shoe last year, it's kind of big news. I mean, Ohio State allegedly went on and won the national title anyway, but whatever. But long story longer, so Donovan Jackson, it's for real, who's in charge of making sure that J.J. McCarthy doesn't die. By the way, first round pick out of Ohio State. So he got the McCarthy clock, and he's just like, nah. I mean, first off, I need that hoodie. That's a good looking hoodie. I gotta get me one of those. And Jackson, Jackson's just like a happy-go-lucky dude, right? And I love that this is going to be a running joke because the wager of the game, Michigan versus Ohio State every year, is like, hey, if Michigan wins, maybe I don't block for you next week against the Lions. I don't know. It's good stuff, though. Also good stuff is J.J. McCarthy. This is from Alec Lewis, The Athletic. Especially in 7-on-7 drills, McCarthy will drop back and methodically eye the route progression. He uses these reps to synchronize his footwork with the speed of the route concepts. Kevin O'Connell talked about how OTAs, when no rush and a lot of 7-on-7 work versus 11-on-11, like it really is like a passing camp. So, McCarthy going through, really syncing up technique, all that stuff. After practice, McCarthy evaluates the film on the throws twice. First, he'll scan through them during his post-practice treatment sessions. Then later in the night, he'll dissect them more intensely. Meetings with coaches the next day reinforce the opportunity for learning. And we say this in the best way possible. J.J. McCarthy is a football psycho. I mean, who watches OTA reps in May twice and then comes with notes to the coaches the next day? Who does that? Our quarterback. Damn straight. Also, so I haven't even been talking about, I haven't even been thinking about J.J. McCarthy in terms of a fantasy perspective. Now, I do think that he'll be fine. I think that his rushing ability will give him a decent floor, but I don't think he's going to go out here and just slang it, for 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns, a la Sam Darnold. But I think that he'll put up efficient numbers, and the rushing definitely does give him a decent floor, like we said. But Ian Hartitz over at the Fantasy Life. J.J. McCarthy is my quarterback 17. I'm buying into the youth talent and most of all the offensive environment. He's in the same tier as guys like Justin Herbert, Drake May, Jordan Love, and Trevor Lawrence. Now, with Drake May, he's going to be slinging it because the Patriots defense is going to be improved, but Drake May maybe slinging it from behind. Now, you got to factor in game script with the Vikings. I don't see a spot where the Vikings are just consistently down by double digits where McCarthy just has to throw, because fantasy stats, it doesn't matter if it's within the context of the game or in desperation catch-up mode, right? So I think that Herbert in that run-first offense, Jordan Love, whatever. Trevor Lawrence might actually be asked. I would actually put JJ above all of them just because of the quality of the offense as well as his rushing. So I guess we'll see what happens. I've talked about how I pared down my fantasy leagues to about 2 or 3. I'm taking JJ. I'm overdrafting McCarthy every single year, and I know so what we're gonna do is that I'm going to share one league. My team, how I drafted, my thoughts. We'll go through waivers every week. We'll go through results. And here's something about me. I play fantasy football for fun. I will start a player over another player if that player is playing on Thursday night or Monday night. It's very stupid, right? Don't go by the rankings. Don't go by anything. It's like, hey, who can I sweat tonight? You know what I mean? Also, I like having a player going on Monday night because say the other team's in the clubhouse, but I'm down by 50 points. And it's just like, if Travis Etienne can rip off a Clinton Portis 50 piece, we win. you just like that smidgen of hope. That's where I'm always at, man. But that'll be fun with fantasy football. Also fun, Ty Felton, NFLPA Rookie Premier. He's got some aura, man. I feel like Ty Felton's going to be good. I feel people are sleeping on Ty Felton. Also, people sleeping on Jalen Naylor. So, as we mentioned, Jalen Naylor noticeably bulked up. But, the comps are there to Debo. I don't see it. All right, so Alec Lewis of The Athletic. Jalen Speedy Naylor looks like, more stout. His legs look bigger. He looks, I joked with somebody, and his body type wearing number 1 today almost looked like Debo Samuel to me. I know that's going way overboard. Again, it would just be fun, I think, for people to hear that. But, he looked great. So, first off, in terms of, dimensions, sure. But I think Jalen Naylor's in better shape than Debo. But also, Debo's basically like a running back. Right? Debo is a lot closer to Cordero Patterson than people think. And Naylor, Naylor's not that kind of guy. You're not going to line up Naylor in the backfield, just give him the ball and run it like a running back, right? Just because he added some good muscle, he's still going to be a vertical threat, and just go from there. It's good. Also good. Jordan Schultz report. The Steelers have had primary conversations with multiple teams about potentially adding another playmaker on offense to complement DK Metcalf, per multiple sources, if only they still had George Pickens. Pittsburgh is believed to be motivated to get a deal done at some point, though there's still plenty of time before the season. Steelers could have up to 12 picks in 2026 draft. And he wasn't kidding, because the Steelers are projected to have six comp picks, a 3, 4, 5, and 3 6s. Trips. Yeah. And we talked about Ty Felton, the rookie from Maryland, having some aura. Jalen Speedy Naylor in a contract year, yes, but is looking to bust out this season. And then you got the Steelers looking for some talent. Now, again, I do not want to trade Jordan Addison, but I feel like it's inevitable given the Vikings cap situation and upcoming contracts. So, I mean, Addison, he did well in Pitt, won the Biletnikoff as a true sophomore, 19 years young, tricked the world into thinking Kenny Pickett was a first-round pick. So, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I fell in the pit. We'll take your first and a third. You have an extra third anyway with the comp pick. So first and a third, Addison, Steelers. If it must be tonight, then we must make a deal. Or something like that. Also, lastly, I know this is a family show, and we're going to keep it family, but this is just funny to me. Culture Crave. Sydney Sweeney is releasing a men's soap called Bathwater Bliss with Dr. Sasquatch. 5,000 bars of soap are infused with her own bath water. Then, of course, the Purple Persuasion. I wonder how many Vikings fans on here would buy soap infused with J.J. McCarthy's own bathwater. Great. Now, I want to know, so if you're in the marketing or product development department of Dr. Sasquatch, you go into this pitch meeting and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get a promotion or if I'm going to get fired today. Just suggesting this, right? Also, come on. I mean, there's certain, well, first off, people can make a very nice living selling photos of their feet. So, the economy ain't dead. And also, certain people can sell jars of their farts, which I feel like I'm missing out on revenue streams, because I kind of feel like I love all the Jeromes, but everything's a bell curve. And I'm sure that there's some weirdos out there that would buy my farts. I'm in, by the way. But I don't know, like, is this how they set up like a very complicated and convoluted like murder, because they extract Sydney Sweeney's DNA and put it at a murder scene? Is this what happens? Because you got to think if it actually is legitimate bathwater, that, I don't know, some skin cells, maybe some hair, maybe some whatever is in that water. Actually, does a bar of Dr. Sasquatch soap, when someone is camping, get trapped in amber, and then 53 million years from now, when whatever species takes over from the humans, looks like, hey, we need to open up a theme park with humans. They're able to get Sydney Sweeney's DNA, and then they literally have a giant island outside of Costa Rica that has cloned Sydney Sweeney Park. Na 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 na. I don't know. Although I would say that I feel like J.J. McCarthy's bathwater is just going to be like perfectly pH balanced and like purer than glacial stream water or something like that. Probably not. I don't know what we accomplished. Anyways, you guys are the best. Happy Friday. Skull production value.